Hey everybody, Black Clover coming at you one more time. This video will be about how you can replace a woman. Now, obviously, as men, it is in our DNA to chase after women, right? It's just, we're just mentally attracted to them and we can't help it. Right? We can't help it, but there are ways to replace all the needs, all the things a woman brings to your life. Now, obviously, you don't want to do this, it's not natural, but the laws and just how fucked up the system has become, you have no other option but to go your own way, right? To walk away from marriage, because it is just really, really bad for you to get yourself involved with a woman. Because, legally that's one thing, but mentally as well. You will lose your mind, right? So the point of this video is not all of us can completely walk away from women. It is very difficult. Again, we're biologically pulled and attracted towards women. Right? So, if you are not able to go full monk, and I'm not either, trust me, I'm MGTOW, definitely, but obviously as men, a lot of us want to have sex, that's natural. But again, getting yourself involved with a woman is dangerous. So, what I want to talk about is the ways you can replace all the things that a woman can provide, and they're not a lot. Women do not bring a lot into your life. Trust me, they only bring like 4, maybe 5 things. We'll talk about them, but they don't bring a lot of good value into your life. They bring a lot more bad things, negative things into your life. Especially if you end up cohabitating or having children or getting married, right? So, if this was 50, 60 years ago with, when the laws weren't as bad, I wouldn't be advocating for these things, but let's talk about them, okay? Let's talk about them. The first one, and probably the one of the bigger ones, is children, right? So you want to have kids, you want to continue your genetics, your legacy, all right? So you want to have kids. So you feel like you have to get a girlfriend or a wife, get married, or you want a family, right? So let's talk about the children aspect for a minute. How can you get children without a woman? Well, there are a few ways. Now, my recommendation, and me being a foreigner myself, is go to a country where the laws are not fucked up, right? Where they are more traditional, and try to find a woman there who will have children with you. But if you cannot, you can get a surrogate there. And over there, by getting a surrogate, first of all, it's a lot cheaper if you go to a third world country. And what you can bring them here when they're born, and if it's a surrogate, the kid is yours, so you can bring them to America or wherever you live. But if it's not a surrogate, if you just have a girlfriend, or if you get if you meet a woman there, she might not let you take the baby. So honestly, to avoid all the hassle, it's just easier to get a surrogate in a third world country. You can get a surrogate here in the West, but I've read articles where the surrogate mothers, after a few years later, they come back to get their child and to collect child support, and they've been granted they've been granted that the child has been taken away from the father and been given to the surrogate mother, and now the father is paying child support. Ridiculous, right? But hey, gynocentrism for the win, right? So anyway, go to a foreign country if you absolutely must have children. Now, if you absolutely must have a family, right? If you want a wife and children, if you want to live with them, stay in that third world country. I know, it might not be as nice to live there, but you have to look at your options, and you don't have a lot of options. So staying there will ensure you, hopefully, you have a much better chance of living a traditional lifestyle, not getting your kids taken away, not getting your money taken away, because women tend to be more submissive not because women are different, but the culture, forces them to be more submissive. And the culture and the government does not reward them in those countries. All right, okay. The second thing women provide to a man, now this one is also a really, really big one, right? Big one is sex, right? We are all driven by our sex drive. We have very, very high sex drives compared to women, to the point where a lot of us can't even control it, where we have to get our rocks off, right? It's almost impossible to go monk, right? So for this, some people go again to third world countries for vacation and have a lot of sex there and come back here. But if you don't want to travel, now this one among the MGTOW community is, it's not completely accepted. A lot of people push back on this. I don't know, it's like a stigma they have, but I'm telling you, get a sex doll. I don't have one, but I've done a lot of research into it. I've seen a lot of people, I've talked to people who have a sex doll. I will get one eventually. I'm just waiting to finish with school right now. But sex dolls, from what I've read and seen and spoken with people with, they feel very realistic. They're not like the old blow-up dolls anymore. Look at pictures, look at videos. They are out there, okay? They are less than $3,000, and from what I've heard, they feel absolutely realistic. They definitely look realistic. Trust me on that one. I've seen them, but they are, I think, a great alternative. And sex is on tap. It is always there. You don't have to pay money. You don't have to beg for it. It's always there. Like, you'll probably get tired of sex with a doll because it's always going to be there. But again, it feels realistic. It feels. Now, Turd Flinging Monkey said it feels just as good as the real thing. So, go ahead and so did Happy Humble Hermit. So, get a doll if you want sex. What else do they provide? Companionship. That's a joke, right? So you don't want to be alone, so you want to have somebody there with you. I understand. I know. Now, I don't believe women bring those things because they are more of a headache, honestly. But if you want companionship, if you don't want to feel like you're alone, replace that with other things, right? You can get a lot of friends, just a lot of friends. You can hang out with them on the weekend, go out. If you're busy, if you keep yourself occupied with friends, hanging out with doing different fun hobbies, joining different groups, you will not even have the time to think about being lonely. Trust me, you'll be too busy, having fun with your homies, right? When you're at home, just get a pet, get a dog, get a cat, whatever, so you don't feel alone. What else do women provide? What else? Nothing. Can you think of anything? Can you? Because I can't. That is all they bring to the table. That and a bunch of other negative things that can end up with you, that can cost you everything. But if we're just looking at positive things, that is it. I'm telling you. The two biggest ones being children and their vagina, sex. That's why they make you wait many weeks. They try to when you start dating them, because they know that sex is the only thing they have to offer, especially if you don't want children. So, it's not mentally, because we're men, we want to chase after women. It's not what we desire, but these things I mentioned are very very good replacements, and I'm definitely going to follow suit. So I've given you the tools necessary to no longer need a woman, because if you chase after women, you could end up like these thousands of men who lost everything, you know? So just protect yourself. This is about survival, people. I'm gonna keep stressing that over and over again. This is not about love. This is about survival and your sanity, okay? All right. Thank you again for listening to my rant. I love making these videos. You know, like I said, I don't script anything, but I love making them, and I can't believe people are actually listening to my rants. But it's wonderful. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I love the MGTOW community. Thanks for supporting me. Subscribe to my channel if you like my content, like this video. Thanks again. Take care. Bye bye.